All right, another great storytelling track off of what I think is one of the best hip hop albums of all time, 36 Chambers, Wu-Tang Clan. Those who know me know how favorable the Wu is to me.
Right.
But there's a track on there specifically that is a great storytelling track, and it's Tears. And it's actually my personal favorite song on the album because it's a different vibe than the rest of the album, and it's just RZA and Ghostface. And I'm gonna specifically talk about Ghostface's verse in Tears because the story that he tells is crazy and vivid, and then the ending of it is kind of wild. But he's basically telling a story of how him and his homie were, let's just say, partnering up with a female, and the first go around with them two, ended up being, safe, but then homeboy, was buck wild and went kind of crazy on solo and ended up catching something that he can't get rid of. But the verse is dope because and the way like the beat like kind of swings, Ghostface is like, me and my man, my ace Big Mo from the shelter, about to hit skins from this girl named Thelma. Now Thelma had a rep that was higher than her neck. And then he's got bars where he's like, he talks about giving him a Jimmy to use and like how he didn't do it. And and then he goes, he got butt naked and stuck the power you. But basically, Ghostface says like he made it out good with Thelma. Thelma apparently was clean, but then he goes he goes like a whammy. He pressed his luck. And he linking up with this girl Stephanie. And he goes full tried to be down with OPP. Ain't nothing wrong, but he got caught with the HIV. And so it was almost like too, like if you think about it too, that would have been 1993. It was like Ghostface was almost being an advocate for like practicing safe sex. So it was
Absolutely,
like,
yeah.
so it was like kudos to Ghostface for that, but also telling this vivid story. And I always wondered too, I'm like, I wonder if that's a true story because he used specific names. He had the name for the homie, had the name for the girls, but yeah, I just remember when I first listened to that album and then came across the Tears track, I was like, it ended up being one of my favorite track on the album just because of the storytelling aspect and the beat. And then yeah, just the way that song ended, just it captivated me, man. It was crazy.
Right. Because you said it was RZA and Ghostface, right?
Yeah, it was
That was
just
on
it
the
was
song,
just
right?
RZA and Ghost. Yeah,
Yeah.
RZA had the first verse, which was actually about somebody dying. Another good storytelling verse, but then I was just captivated by Ghostface's verse. But yeah, two very kind of graphic, depicted stories, and yeah, just a great track overall.
Right. I wonder, yeah, like you said, I wonder how true or how like parallel that maybe have gone from a different story. And
Yeah.
what's dope about this reminds me of a parallel too. Ghostface is actually really good at telling like very vivid stories like that because
Yes,
there's
he
another
is.
song that you put me on to. You actually made me buy the album
Wizards of
when
Poe?
I was in college. Yes.
Wizards of Poetry, dude.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, dude. Okay, that reminds me. I'm gonna do. You know what song I'm gonna do next? Then, because I'm glad you brought that up. Yes, that's a
Yeah, so
great.
that'll definitely
Yes.
be a next one. That was the one with Fab, right? Had Fab on the
Yes.
track?
Yes.
Yes.
Guest
I think
House, dude.
if I'm not
Yeah. Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, that was produced by one of my favorite production groups. They're still a team, but they're not as popular as they used to be. Was produced by the Justice League.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, we definitely need to do one for that one and I'll come prepared for that one. That's
All right.
you know what? Like
Cut this. Yeah. Cut. Make sure you will cut. We'll
yeah,
cut
this
this part out for Guest
yeah,
House because
yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
I'm glad you brought that up because I love that song, dude.
Yeah. So well, I can maybe we'll put this in here. I wonder when they made 36 Chambers because I watched a little bit of the American Saga
Yep.
show that they had, and it's obviously just one person kind of telling their unique perspective of what they felt like happened.
Yeah.
But I wonder when they were making this album, like were these concepts actually being put into play where like RZA was like, this is kind of what I'm hearing, this is kind of the story I want to be told, like let's
Yeah.
try to focus in on this vision, because it's like if you have all those members and a lot of them just want to rap and they're like just trying to like put their stamp on things, like I
Yeah.
wonder how in depth these conversations of like going back and forth of like, no, the story needs to go this way, or are
Yeah.
they actually just telling about what's really happening? And I think that's what is cool about us doing this. It allows us to put our own unique perspective of what we feel like may happen, and who knows, eventually it may catch wind of the artist and then bring like, hey, did this
Yeah.
happen?
That's the goal, dude.
How
That's
did
the
it go?
goal.
Like that'd be so